This region has so much water. Look around you. No, this is completely wrong. It's like water everywhere here. Does this seem like a desert to you?
Okay, danke schön.
That's ridiculous.
What do you expect?
It rains a lot.
Hey guys, welcome to Connecting the Dots Clips. This clip's video dealing with PR and the Giga Berlin water fiasco is summarized from an interview I had about Tesla's AI effort and Tesla's risks with a friend who is CTO of an AI company in Germany. I updated it with new info and insights, so if you saw the original and don't wish to get a reminder, just jump to the section marked My Take on It. The new stuff starts there. Then a reporter asked him about water preservation, and he burst out laughing again, saying there's no water shortage. To you and other Elon fans, this might seem like crazy fun, only it's far from that. Both Lachette and the water thing went nationwide. I'm sure Tesla fans cheered when Elon stood there in the rain and said the truth as it is, that there isn't a water issue. There's so much rain. But funnily enough, he's dead wrong about this. How do you guys say, be less wrong, Elon? And in this case, it was a fiasco. Germany is rainy, and Elon visited here in the rain, and in a year with floods in the west. But the truth is that central and especially eastern Germany, where the factory is located, have been in water deficit for several years. Many people are concerned about it, not just the green fanatics, and it's not just a case of haters trying to stop Tesla, as some of you might think. And I checked. Tesla bent over backwards to preserve water in its plant. So when that reporter asked Elon a question that seriously concerns many people, he could have said that and reaped rewards of the hard work they did. Not to mention, he could have mentioned the overall green culture in Tesla. That could have been a win too. And a real pro, as I would expect him to be, would have mentioned that over 50% of the water abstraction in Germany is for power supply, and then say that if Tesla brings solar and batteries in scale to Germany, this would actually solve the water problem for decades to come. That could have been a huge win, not just with green crazies, but also with mom and pop watching TV at home. But instead of scoring a win for all the hard work and gaining supporters, he ridiculed people's concerns and beliefs and made enemies out of them, especially since politics nowadays have become cancel culture. Sort of like, if you mess with my camp, I automatically treat you as Satan. With many people who aren't Tesla fans, but also not haters, Elon came out as the stereotypical American aggressor that doesn't give a about the locals and their problems. You asked me before what I thought about AI Day, and I said that I should judge it by the reason for having it, which was recruitment, and by that measure, it was brilliant. So why did they even have this public event at the factory, with Lachette and the reporters? If they did it publicly, this means they wanted to gain support, and if they went through it and the result is ridiculing a politician and making an enemy out of him, and also ridiculing the concerns that many Germans have on a real issue of multi-year water deficit, I call that a bloody fiasco. AI Day was brilliant, but this public appearance was a bloody fiasco. Last time I checked, Giga Berlin didn't have permits yet. It's one of the crazy green organizations providing evidence that groundwater reservoirs are getting polluted, and there was too little rain in the last few years, so levels are getting critical and they have to rethink. I have little knowledge regarding the water problem. I too laughed at that question being asked in rainy Germany, but if my friend says the water deficit is real, there's no need for me to even check it. People don't need too many reasons to form negative opinions nowadays. Cancel culture is a real thing, and being told by a rich American who's about to bankrupt the local automakers that their problems aren't real, that's bad. Even if the problem really was a fluke, which isn't the case here, this should have been handled differently.
One question. Critics say that Tesla is stealing water from the region.
This region has so much water. Look around you. No, this is completely wrong. It's like water everywhere here. Does this seem like a desert to you?
Okay, danke schön.
That's ridiculous.
What do you expect?
It rains a lot.
Elon laughed his ass off about such a rainy area having a water problem. But Elon was wrong. There's a lot of rain, but also a lot of usage and waste, so there is a real water problem. The following articles are not from Tesla haters trying to stop the factory. In fact, they have nothing to do with Tesla. In this one from 2014, the World Wildlife Fund warns that the German economy is vulnerable to water scarcity. Or this one from 2021, is Germany facing a water shortage problem? This one from 2019 paints an interesting picture, the alarming cause of water shortages in Germany.
Periods of drought are becoming ever more frequent. Entire riverbeds are drying up, and the water levels of the River Elbe's tributaries are being thrown off balance. But pictures of the capital don't show any signs of a water shortage. Berlin's fountains are at full flow despite evaporating tributaries. The River Spree, paradoxically, is full. Professor Uwe Grunewald and his colleagues at the University of Cottbus want to measure river water levels in the vicinity of a lignite mining area. The rivers are more than full here. The researchers know that this has to do with the coal mine. Pumping stations line by nearby streets and systematically pump groundwater up from the earth and channel it into the rivers. Every ton of coal requires 7 tons of groundwater. This pumped water artificially raises the water level, and that's why Berlin is so rich in water. Should the mine ever be closed down, however, less water would flow into the rivers feeding Berlin. Away from the mine, the far-reaching impact of climate change is crystal clear. Groundwater levels have been dropping significantly everywhere. Mainframe computers collate the data, and their projections offer us a glimpse into the future. Their climate scenarios are alarming. The red areas show that precipitation will decrease in the future.
Our scenario predictions show that this will only continue into the future. By 2050, drier years like the one we experienced in 2003 could occur once every 2, maybe every 3 years.
Production of coal requires a lot of groundwater, but every ton of coal produced, local coal mines pump 7 tons of water out of the ground and then channel it into the rivers. This makes the Berlin area seem rich with water, as rivers are overflowing. But this is misleading, and the more water you see flowing to the ocean, the less water there is in the ground. But coal mines have their permits from years ago and are not forced to save water, which leaves less water for newcomers like Tesla. So my friend was right. Elon could have suggested that opening renewable power stations using Tesla solar and storage would provide clean energy and double the region's water supply, despite the Gigafactory. But instead, he mocked the problem, which made him seem insensitive to the locals' problems and out to get whatever little water the area has. Tesla finally received its permit for the Gigafactory, but the water issue is still at court. Most Tesla fans think the environmentalists appealing against Tesla's permits are there to help the German car industry, and while this could be true, more likely is they are fighting for a real cause, which Tesla handled mistakenly. A PR team could have calmed environmentalists' fears and explained how frugal Tesla is with water and who they should really aim their efforts at. Instead, Elon flamed their fears and sent them to what they saw as a fight for their lives. Tesla did the impossible in reducing water use, but gave themselves the worst PR imaginable. This time, it was not Tesla haters that brought this, it was Tesla's doing. They previously planned to expand production from the current 500,000 cars capacity to 2 million cars per year, but Tesla has announced that it does not plan to expand the factory anymore. My friend saw this coming half a year ago. She looked ahead and saw the writing on the wall, and it leaves me wondering what would have happened had Tesla had a good PR team. The bureaucracy would have been the same, but the excruciating effort much, much lower. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and to watch the full interview, click here. Till next time, I am connecting the dots, and you are amazing.